Nathan, again, you're the only one online. I'm just trying to make sure that you can hear us. You could either give me a thumbs up or change your audio on and just give me a yay. I'm going to assume you're all set. If not, let me give you my cell you could call real quick and I will figure things out. It's 978-559-1995. And if you need to weigh in, you can go through that. Thanks for attending.
Oh, no. Limestone. Well, no, thank you. That's my husband before I left.
Oh, you gotta sign each one of these too.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, let's look at that water.
I didn't bring either. So. My son was homesick today, ruining my life.
Oh, fun times.
I ran out of the house at 6:50 being like, thank God this is not that far away.
Yours choice when you want to start. It's up to you.
Okay.
I mean, you said go ahead.
Yeah, no, she called me and said the same thing. Okay, yeah. Call this meeting to order at 7:05 p.m.
But allegiance.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we're gonna put the reading and approval of minutes to the side until Beth Anderson appears for the meeting. Acknowledgement of visitors. We have Nathan Danduran on the Zoom.
Yeah, and he's muted, and I put up my cell phone number, Nathan, if you needed it. Call 978-559-1995. If you can't change your audio mute to on, there is a chance for public comment in a few minutes.
Okay, there's no visitors present in person. I would like to welcome our new school committee member. So thank you for doing your deed for the town. We welcome you, and your thoughts and comments as we all work together.
Thank you.
So correspondence, community input. Has anyone received any correspondence, community input? Neither have I. I think the field day was a success. I was there in person.
It sounded fun.
With the pre-K kids, and I think field day was a big success. We got beautiful weather for it, so
that's wonderful.
I think
The community night too was great.
Community night as well, yes. So I think we're on to the superintendent's report.
Oh, I gave her the night off.
Mhm.
She had emotions on, she had talked about supper tomorrow night. She has to prepare for both of those. Let's get the town hall ready.
I saw her at town hall earlier today.
Agenda items that called for her presence, and I said, why don't you stay? So,
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
so there is a superintendent's report, and some of this would have been in Heather's report. The annual Johnson Elementary School Field Day was held last Friday with numerous parent volunteers and staff serving as team leaders. Kids, we believe that you just heard a fabulous time with the red team holding on for the victory celebrate. The last greenhouse event of the year was held last week on Wednesday with a final harvest and delivery of our last produce during the school year with a Nahant Veteran Monthly Food Bank at the Coast Guard Station. In addition, the item newspapers end of the year magazine 01907, which gets mailed to some households, and there it is.
I brought it in case anybody missed it or you would like to.
Yes, I would love copy because I gave the one I had to the sixth grade girl.
Well, there you go.
This was what it was. They did a basic summary of the entire year at the greenhouse. That's fifth grader Eloisa Martin. There's Nick Caramero and his favorite thing to do, which is water vegetables. Very well written. Sixth graders in the back, fifth graders in the front. Just a really good summary. And right next to the Marblehead Pediatrics, Let's Grow Together, is the Johnson Schoolhouse Greenhouse together. Well, that was nice, and that was the sort of summation of our year, our last activity. Sixth graders had their class trip today to Bodeborg in Malden and a pizza lunch nearby. They traveled to and from the event in the Blue Lobster minivan, driven courtesy of the superintendent of schools. Kids had a great time. Represented Johnson Elementary School with class and dignity. There were several other schools there, really large group. So we had 12 kids there. And they all had their t-shirts.
Oh, perfect. I was going to ask about t-shirts.
Printed up,
Excellent.
the names on the back.
Yes.
You can't do that in a 300 street. Well, you can, I guess. The emphasis on who you are is the back and complimentary one to superintendent and principal. I wore that today. Was really the most thing to do today. Take them over there. We should all be very proud of this class, find the hot students as they move on next year to Swampscott Middle School. Sixth grade potluck dinner, which is one of the events Heather's got to be in charge of, will be held this Wednesday night. Sixth grade promotion ceremony held Thursday night, beginning at 6 at the Nahant Town Hall. You're invited but required to attend. Just a nice summation of the kids' time while they were here, and really good celebration. Sixth grade will be visiting Swampscott Middle School this Friday and traveling back and forth in the Blue Lobster minivan, given by teacher Tessa Deering. So it's their first chance to go in there and see the place in operation, which is nice.
And try the
seniors who are in the Nahant residence will be coming and doing a walkthrough in the Johnson Elementary School, which is kind of a nice thing. Last year we just got in the van, put the van where we picked them up, brought them over here, and it was their last day. So that was really nice. Pre-graduation, pre-K graduation, it's called graduation, not promotion. And it's about their move on to the kindergarten, will be held on June 16th. And the last half day of school was set for next Wednesday, June 17th, because we have the snugging. That would be my report.
Thank you.
All right. And the principal, as we heard, is not here, so no principal's report. Any staffing updates?
Well, I'm still looking for the special services director, no new applications. We did hear from the Commonwealth Consulting Agency that the present individual, the former superintendent and special services director, is willing to continue on a monthly basis until we locate somebody. And if they're not, continue on as long as it's a month commitment. And you really need a month overlap with somebody brand new once the school year had gotten started to be able to bring them up to speed. And grade 3 has 25 applications so far for that position. Remember, that's open because Lydia Smith is moving back to Connecticut, not leaving out of unhappiness or going to some other mass school, going back to where she grew up. We wish her the very best of luck. Otherwise, as far as we know, all of our staff will be returning. And that's a good thing, a wonderful thing.
Great. Examination and authorization of bills.
Okay, the bill roll was in front of you. Total is $140,058.20. Nothing terribly unusual. The town of Swampscott are all tuition related, sped expenses. Baker Center for Children's and Families, large amounts, is a out of district sped placement. Seaside Pizza and Rosette Dairy Foods are cafeteria related. Then the next three are sped transportation. Some are reimbursements to parent. Another is a child who rides in a van provided by Action Ambulance. It's not a ambulance ride per se, but that's their method of transportation. Brenda Christensen is the school psychologist. Commonwealth Consulting is the sped director's monthly bill for 2 months there. And then there are regular supplies and Amazon Capital Service. An interesting question from Jackie about, the network where we had a large amount, we've got to put the supplies out to bid. And my guess is that's because it's over a certain trigger amount for finances. And these are $125, $60, $28, and $720, all separate items. And I think that passes the measuring test for finances. If you had a really big order to start the school year, some supply company is going to say, well, then I get a chance to bid on all the paper and all the pens and all the workbooks and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely governed by state statute.
Yeah.
There's a dollar threshold.
It's not a huge amount,
Yeah.
but it's
We try to stay away from
It's higher than
numbers
most.
because if by the end of the year, like hits that 10,000 mark, then people could have questions.
Gotcha.
Like you reordered the same supply so many times through Amazon, now it's over the
Yeah.
threshold.
Yeah.
So when we are budgeting
Yeah.
whatever, we try to stay away from Amazon purchasing and go through.
I'll check on that. As far as I know, we don't get over.
I'm
even-
sure.
Even with a combined, add them all up. We can get
10,000,
over
yeah.
that threshold.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then we're not a high volume target for a company to come after and say, why didn't I get a chance for that 28,038 cents? So, Superior Propane's the last, gas bill for the greenhouse. The $100 to me is a merit bonus, it's a cell phone reimbursement. Part of the contract, and the total would be 140,058.20.
Can I get a motion?
Yes, you can. I move that we approve the bill roll for the Johnson School in the amount of $140,058.20.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And right, even though it's probably back under community input. We have another person who logged in, that's sure I can't remember the name, but might be more, it's no saying if
Yeah.
either Nathan or Dylan. I can't read it without seeing them.
Here, I can try. That's Rob.
Dylan Pitchmark is on the line as well.
Dylan Pitchmark.
Yep, PICHNARCK. And he's from the item.
Okay.
So that's from the item newspaper.
Okay.
So I think we're all set.
Great. Thanks, Rob. So I guess we're moving on to old business.
No old business. Well, that's kind of old business. It would have been sort of a hybrid between old business and new business. And we had our first reading of a new policy, JLCDC, which is the first item in new business. And that is on the self-administration and self-carrying of medications by students who need to have their medication driven the doctor's recommendation and approval, nurse knowledge, and for field trips and that sort of thing. They're able to carry their medicine with them. And this policy is now part of adoption of for Jackie's benefit is there's a first reading, then there's a chance to come back, and then there's a second reading and a vote for adoption. Then it becomes the official policy. If it's an existing policy, then if you just make changes to it, which happen from time to time, the Mass Association of School Committees will suggest some changes. You don't have to go through an entire first reading, an entire second reading. So that would be a first item under new business.
Do we have any comments or issues to discuss after the first reading?
Did we make any changes to this
We did not.
from the Mass School Committee version?
We did not. The only thing that would change in there, it doesn't say Nahant, it says the school district.
Okay.
That becomes an automatic
Got
addition, which is a kind of in a sense of no harm, no foul.
But otherwise, we're,
Our policy.
okay, but otherwise we're adopting as is from,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, unless an individual had a problem with it, but then you start to get into, these are pulled up and recommended to all
Yeah.
school districts around the state. So you have to be a little bit careful not to have a concern that isn't really well founded in a issue that would then have to be researched and gone back to, but you can't add and subtract certain things because then it takes away the spirit and value of that policy.
Jackie, I know you're just seeing this. I don't know if you,
We have a similar policy in Over, so I'm sure it's been adapted from the same source.
yeah,
So
okay.
nothing here looks out of the ordinary.
Well, if we don't have any comments or questions regarding this, I think we need a motion to adopt, correct, Rob?
Yes.
A motion to adopt the self-administration and self-carry of medications document.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item was possible recommendation to approve the new Johnson Elementary School Sped Director, as I mentioned before. That is not going to happen this evening. Still looking.
So it looks like we're on the request for funds transfers.
Yeah, there's a list there with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 items. And what that is kind of a cleanup in aisle 7. There is balances in some lines or a deficit in other lines. You're required to have a balanced budget at the end of the year. So what will happen is, as an example, from the occupational therapist salary, where the contract was less than the previous employee, there's a transfer from that line to the sped contracted service line, 20,656. And that line, sped contracted service, 3 in a row there, 2656, 6500, and 760 are all a result of the fact that we contract out our special services director. That's where that goes, as opposed to a salary, and it's more expensive than what the grants can handle and what we had anticipated. Plus, we had a resignation early in the year of the team chair, and the individual who's contracted does both director and team chair. So in order to make that sped contracted service line balanced and not have a deficit in it, you have to transfer money from occupational therapy, evaluations, and tutoring. And then the next are same sort of thing, tech services to tech salary, aid salaries to sped aid salaries, textbooks to library supplies, sped teacher salaries to substitutes, looks like the substitute line is way, way, way over. But remember, our sitting special ed teacher resigned to take another job at Hamilton Wenham in the middle of the school year. And the individual that replaces that, the money for that comes out of the sub line. So there's extras in the salary line, and you have to move it from one line to another. So that's what that 32,360 is. Student body account, $500 transfer, professional development to longevity, a $750 transfer, and health services to health supplies, a $300 transfer. With the total on this action tonight of transfers amounting to $87,002. We're not done yet. There'll be another, and it'll be the subject mainly of the quick meeting on Wednesday, June 24th that we have. That really will be what the items will be, is that final transfer of accounts. Even though they leave it open a little bit after July 1st, but we'd like to make sure that we're pretty cleaned up. And these are the major shifts. So I think
The individual.
you're supposed to do each one of these a motion or a second or vote. So it is probably easier for whoever starts it to run the table on.
Yeah, that's how we've done it every other year.
So I had you penciled in, Greg, because you were an expert at it. But it's already in the minutes. We can change that. It's up to you.
I can you,
You want
so
me-
I just
you want me
say,
to motion?
I just say motion to transfer 20,656 from OT salaries to sped contracted services, and then
Got it.
second, and all in favor.
Yeah.
And then we run right down and.
I'll do it. All right. Motion to transfer $20,656 from OT salary to sped contracted services. Second.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to transfer $6,500 from evaluations to sped contracted services. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer $760 from tutoring to sped contracted services. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to transfer $5,152 from technology services to technology salary. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to transfer $17,503 from aid salaries to special ed aid salaries. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer $1,517 from textbooks regular ed to library supplies. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer $33,360 from special ed teacher salaries to substitutes. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer $500 from student body account services to student body account salaries. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer $754 from professional development to teacher longevity. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to transfer $300 from health services to health supplies. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Good job.
Thank you.
Nice. All right, so it looks like the next thing is authorization.
The next three are end of the year cleanups. And there's a sheet in your packet that shows a request for three separate motions. One on A through E, which is the authorization for summer months, FY 27. And then there is one for grant funds. There's one for the National School and Lunch Breakfast Program participation. So you would need those in three separate motions.
You've got to read the whole thing, right?
I think on this, since it's not financial, you could say authorization for the superintendent to perform the events, the regularly occurring events during the summer months as presented. I think it's safe enough to do that. It's standard every year.
Okay.
There's not
Yeah,
a lot of
so,
folks that'll be questioning any of those particular items,
yeah,
and they'll be in the minutes.
someone wants to make a motion?
Becky, do you want to do this one? I was looking at the bills.
Motion to authorize the superintendent to act on the school committee's behalf
to authorize the summer months FY 27 budget as detailed here.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then for this one. I would say,
Say the whole thing.
no, I think just motion to accept fiscal year, accept grant office, depending.
Motion to accept FY 27 grant funds as presented here.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And motion to participate in the National School Lunch and Breakfast Program.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And you know, okay. This is informational, don't vote on this. It is by meetings, a list of the different agenda items that we have. Obviously, other things can be placed on the agenda, but those are standard items and months in which they occur. So you'll notice that July 14th says if needed for the meeting date. And that would be for prior year budget transfers, anything left, because on the 15th, that's the last day town hall would accept that. So last year we tried not to meet in July, and then we're meeting once a month except during budget season. That was one of the changes. Also changing the time start to 6 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock. And then you can see the items that are standard. August 18th, for example, school year preview, summer report, superintendent goals. September 8th, opening a school report, enrollment, school committee goals, preliminary enrollment, class size. And then there is a budget date update in October and a pre-budget discussion. And then in November and December, you have 2 meetings a month. You also see the assessment results or the chance to see how the MCAS hopefully has rebounded under new curriculum.
Yes.
And then basically budget all the way up through February. School calendar in March is standard. So again, there can be other items as they arise, but those are automatically on each of those agendas throughout the entire year.
Do we have the embargoed MCAS ELA scores?
What?
Do we have the embargoed MCAS ELA scores already? I think we have them for Everett. They like drop them into that like Dropbox. It's not like official, but you can access them early. They're not like published to parents yet.
Well, I haven't seen any preliminary results yet. I think any other year it's been in July
Okay, good.
that you see the preliminary ones.
Mm.
It's that long ago that we finished the testing.
Yeah, right now I think we just got some information about ELA because the ELA
I
went
haven't
closed
got anything.
a little while. Okay,
I was
And
gonna say.
Maybe certain grade levels have,
got it.
others haven't.
It's usually like without essays first
Yeah.
because that takes longer.
Right. But we haven't seen that. And then there's the list of the meeting dates without the items on it. So those are listed there. Otherwise than that, man. So future agenda items. Unless you folks have some on my goals to be presented in August. We are going to be required to have a new cell phone and personal device policy. The legislature, the attorney general's office, basically saying no personal devices, no cell phones. So there's a boilerplate policy that can have slight tweaks to it, like on field trips and that sort of thing. But it's not where kids are going to have them at lunch or be able to use them at recess. There is a grant from the state supposedly providing money for locked storage. They're a really big school. You obviously take cell phone from a kid, you better have some explanation of why you can't return that cell phone to that kid. Where I've seen it done, at least in classes, is a big quilt with numbered pockets on it. You come into class, you put yourself on the pockets. But then, of course, you've got it in the hallway, you've got it at lunch, you've got it at recess. And they're saying that's not a good thing. So,
They've got those crazy bags that they use at like some
Yeah,
restaurants.
a lot of high schools have gone that direction.
Yeah,
I
where
think Salem High School is using
Put
them.
it in there.
the
and
only sort of concern I have, and it's because we used to do Alice drills, which was active shooter drills.
That's something we can.
Up in Rockwood is when we practiced and bailed the school out. The kids were all supposed to go to one gathering location off site. Now, a lot of those kids say, I'm not going to that site. That's where the second individual is located, in a house where they've taken over the house. So I'm going home. I'll call you. I'll do whatever. But a kid, technically, in a small school, you might be able to somehow figure out a way to get them back. But a really big school, kids are going to be all over the place without that device to find out, are you in a bathroom? Are you in a closet? Are you in a ceiling? You have no way to communicate that, all the text. So I understand the overuse of technology, but when it goes to the worst case scenario, if you're a parent and your fifth or sixth grader is somewhere outside of this building, I would imagine people would be interested in exactly where that is and where that child is located, and where they're maybe hiding and scared, and they can't communicate on the phone and don't know who's safe to talk to and who's not safe to talk. Let alone that the lines are all overloaded. You know, when any of those things happen, people traveling from wherever to come get their kids, they can't contact their kids. So having done extensive drills on that, I think it's a little short-sighted not to have a solution from that worst case scenario aspect. So we'll have to see what the policy comes out, what it says, and how quick it'll be easier to get phones back to kids here than it will be in a lot of places.
Yep.
You're talking about 130 kids.
Yeah. I'd have to double check, but I think at Salem High, they have those pouches, but the kid keeps the pouch on them. Their phone's in it, it's locked, and then at the doors are those like magnetic releases. So as they leave for the
That
day.
would probably work. And there's a grant that they're putting out to provide money to schools, quite a large grant. I talked to the folks in Rockport who watched their meetings, because that's where I live. And they're putting their final touches on it. So you send me your policy as soon as you get it done. We're not quite finished with it. We're applying for that grant, which is those
Yeah, pouches,
lockable,
yeah.
whether it's pouches or whether it's a central storage area. The pouch makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, kids still have it on them, so I feel like that took a lot of like the anxiety away of like who's storing my phone and theft and still in their bag. It's just in a locked pouch, and then there's like magnets at the door that they just like hit on the way out, and it unlocks it, and they keep the pouch in the bag. So I think that might be one
So
option.
it's gonna be,
The
it's
younger
gonna be
kid,
new. I haven't seen the draft yet, but it's probably our August meeting or whatever, we'll have some tested draft that's come out. And it's required to have that no use of cell phones or personal devices during this. Yeah.
Hi, well, my parents serve the chair
And
way
with
more
that-
important than me.
Great example as well. Sorry, everybody, we should be go.
Right.
2 hours and 35 minutes. Usually it's 2 hours and 5 minutes.
We've actually just that final statement
Yep,
completed our business.
of course.
We can do the
But
minutes.
yeah, we need to do
Yeah,
the minutes
and
for last
From
time.
the, we can do the meeting minutes from the
Yes,
last.
yes.
There we go. See this purpose.
Thank you.
Beth, would you like to take over? Finish off this meeting?
Those are done, but
Did
here,
everybody, these are done?
those are done.
Did everybody get a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting?
yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Could I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Great.
It's all you.
Motion to approve the minutes from the meeting, thank you, the 26th of May.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right. All right, meeting, if there's no further business, meeting adjourned at 7:37. Yeah. Look at that.
Shortest meeting of the year.
Yeah, we'll need a gavel. Yeah, meeting adjourned.
Again, meeting on Wednesday, the twenty-fourth,
That I was
7 o'clock, Wednesday, the 24th, 7 o'clock.
Wednesday, the 24th, 7 o'clock.
And that's more than likely just some final bill transfer.